Enterprise networking is drowning in complexity. BGP, EVPN, VXLAN overlays, MPLS, route reflectors, all of it. We've accepted this mess at the cost of modern scale. But what if it didn't have to be this way? In this video, we're breaking down Extreme Fabric, a design that ditches overlays, shrinks protocol sprawl to one, and rethinks how enterprise networks are built. Let's dive into Fabric. So in order to understand Fabric, we have to learn how traditional networking works. Let's start with the networking model most of us grew up on, the three-tier architecture: core, distribution, and access. Here's how it typically works. VLANs are manually configured at every hop via trunking. Redundant paths require something like RSTP or spanning tree, which essentially blocks links and prevents loops. Multicast requires PIM, RP setup, and IGMP snooping, and large changes to these kinds of networks often require a window due to the risk of loops, outages, or potential misconfigurations. Every VLAN extension is a journey through switch port configs, trunk ports, layer 2 and 3 boundary coordination. It is a nightmare, and if you need segmentation, you're talking ACLs, VRFs, or firewall policies all separate from each other, duplicated across however many devices you have. It's brittle, it's error prone, and it doesn't really scale gracefully, and it really worked when networks were static, but today that's a huge problem. To solve these scaling issues, the industry adopted BGP EVPN VXLAN, a design pattern that creates layer 2 and layer 3 overlays on top of your routed IP underlay. VXLAN is a tunneling protocol that lets you stretch VLANs over IP. BGP EVPN is the control plane that distributes MAC and IP reachability. It introduces route types like Type 2 MAC IP or Type 5 IP prefix and allows you to run active-active paths. And to be honest, the benefits are real. You can do things like layer 2 across layer 3 backbones, multi-tenancy via VRFs. You get great flexibility in data centers, campus designs, and integration with SDN controllers and automation tools. But the trade-offs: a lot of complexity. You've gone from configuring one switch to now managing the underlay, which is OSPF, eBGP, or even ISIS, the overlay, which is going to be BGP EVPN, controller configs, APIs, route targets, import-export policies, VNI mapping, and that's before you troubleshoot anything. One misconfiguration in a route target and your tenant segment goes dark. It is overly complex. Enter Extreme Fabric, also known as Fabric Connect. This isn't an overlay model, it's actually a new way of thinking. Fabric Connect is built on IEEE 802.1aq, aka Shortest Path Bridging, or SPB. It replaces the overlay-underlay model with a single link state control plane, which is ISIS. Instead of tunneling with VXLAN, it uses MAC and MAC encapsulation via 802.1ah. That means customer MAC addresses are completely hidden inside of the backbone using the backbone MAC headers, making the core completely unaware of end devices. But the best part: edge-only provisioning. You create services like VLANs, L2 extensions, ISIDs, multicast groups, just at the edge switches. The core just automatically creates the connections and forwards. So what do you get? Well, first, no STP, thank God. No BGP, no controllers, no route reflectors, no VLAN trunks. It's topology agnostic and works in ring, mesh, leaf, spine. It doesn't care what port is plugged into what port or how many times you loop the network. You want segmentation? You can use ISIDs. Multicast? It's already built in. Layer 3, natively supported with ISIS IP shortcuts. No need for OSPF or RIP. It's Fabric networking boiled down to its essentials. All right, let's break it down. What are the pros and what are the cons of Extreme Fabric? Well, the cons are you get vendor lock-in because Extreme is really the only ones developing this protocol hand in lock. They're really the ones who have done most of the research, acquired most of the companies who've developed this fabric technology with 802.1aq. So you're really going to need their gear to get the full capability of this protocol. And it is somewhat of a smaller ecosystem because a lot of Extreme's customer base is large service providers, not really small, medium shops. So there's not a whole lot of community content out there for it yet. And SPBM's not really taught in certs, so it's not super mainstream yet, but it is a standard. But we got a lot of pros, and number one is simplicity. There's one protocol, ISIS, no overlay required, and you have edge-only provisioning, so you don't have to do anything at the core. All the configurations done at the edge automatically. And hypersegmentation is a super big thing as well with your ISIDs. You can natively segment things, and you also get native multicast built in. So no more PIM, it's ISIS at the core. So that also said you get lightning fast failover for all the recovery, even in milliseconds, because all of the protocols, there's not a huge stack on top. It's one protocol with ISIS. It's not BGP, EVPN, VXLAN, and you get core security in the center of it because the fabric is dark. It's not aware of what's going through it because it's all encapsulated. And best of all, it's automation ready. You don't need any of these automation tools unless you really want them because the fabric, well, that's just what it does. And if you're running a campus network, metro service provider, data center, or like a branch-rich environment, this thing really shines. And best of all, hear me out, Fabric has a free welcome series on YouTube. Yes, free. You can even take the certification for the exam for free. That's right, a cert for no cost. Please, we will link this in the description so that way you guys can start learning about Fabric and take a free certification. So, go do it. Let's call it Extreme Fabric is the most radical simplification of enterprise networking since we've seen the 3-tier model. While the rest of the industry built taller stacks, VXLAN on top of BGP, on top of OSPF and whatnot, Extreme Fabric said, let's make one protocol to do it all. So it's faster to deploy, it's honestly, for me, a lot easier to troubleshoot, and it's way more secure by design. It's more agile when your business changes. Now, I will say it is not for every environment. If you're in the heart of a hybrid multi-cloud data center, you still might want to lean on EVPN or whatnot. But for government networks, healthcare, campus networks, finance, large data centers, anywhere where you need hyper segmentation and fast, I mean blazing fast failover, it is a game changer. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Is this the future of networking with SPB, or is it just too niche to scale? I'm really interested to see what you guys think down below. And yeah, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into networking. And if you guys want more architectures and side-by-side comparisons, let me know. And thank you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next one.